Hello, so today we're going to be looking at number 21 on the elimination worksheet from last week. So if you notice, this problem is not set up the way we want it to be in order to solve for x or y. So in order to do that, we need both of these equations to be in standard form before we do anything. So remember, standard form is ax plus by equals c. So a, b, and c just represent, a and b represent the coefficients, the numbers in front of x and y. So in this case, it would be a would be 6, negative 6, and then b is the number in front of y, so negative 2, and then c would be the one without a variable, so 10 in this first one. Okay, so we need them to be in this form so the x's and the y's line up in both of them. So our first step is to start with this first equation. So we're going to put over here 0 equals negative 2y plus 10 minus 6x. So essentially, we want the x's and the y's to be on the same side first. So in order to do that, we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. So negative 10 equals negative 2y minus 6x. So we're pretty much in standard form. We just need the x and the y to be on the opposite side. So we can just flop it. So negative 2y minus 6x equals negative 10. So we just wrote the same thing, and we just put the y's and the x's on the left side. But notice now we need the y to be here and the x to be over here. So we just switch these. So we put negative 6x minus 2y equals negative 10. So now this first one is in standard form. Okay, so that was our first step. And the second step is to put the other equation in standard form also. So our second equation is 14 minus 22y equals 18x. So here we need to move the 14 over here and the 18x over here. So we'll start with the 14. Subtract 14, this cancels out. Okay, so now from here we just need to do the opposite of 18x. So do the inverse. So we need to subtract since it's positive. And remember, we want our x to come before our y, so we're going to put the x first. Negative 18x minus 22y equals negative 14. Okay, now that we've got them both in standard form, we can move on to the third step. So we can put them together. So we'll put the first one that's in standard form on top. And then the second one right below it. Okay, now we can almost start to solve for x or y because we have our x's lined up and our y's lined up. But notice neither one of these, neither the x's nor the y's cancel out. So, but we notice, look at the 6 and 18. 18 is a multiple of 6, so we could easily make those cancel out, or the y's. 2 is a factor of 22. So we can make the x's or the y's cancel out. It doesn't matter which one you choose, but for this example, I'm going to choose the x's. So in order to make 6x, negative 6x and negative 18x, we want these to cancel out. So we want to make the top coefficient in front of the x, we want to make this a positive 18 to cancel out with a negative 18. So in order to make this a positive 18, we're going to multiply it by negative 3. We do negative 3 because we want it to be positive. So negative times a negative equals a positive. And whatever you multiply this by, you have to multiply everything on top by. So we're going to multiply negative 3 times negative 6x and negative 2y and negative 10. So then that's going to give us 18x plus 6y equals 30. And then the bottom just stays the same. So negative 18x minus 22y equals negative 14. So from here, our x's, now this will be the fourth step. We want to solve for y. So our x's are going to cancel out. 18x minus 18x is 0, so they just cancel out. And now we're going to add the y's, and then we're going to add the constants. So 6y plus negative 22y, or 6 minus 22, same thing, would be negative 16y equals 30 minus 14 is 16. So now we divide by negative 16 on both sides, and y equals negative 1. Remember, we're not done once we get y. So once we figure out what y is, our fifth step is to solve for x. So whenever you're solving a system of equations, you need to have an answer for x and y, and then your final answer will be an ordered pair. So in order to solve for x, we're going to plug our value in for y into either one of the equations in standard form. Okay, so we can just choose the first one. So let's do negative 6x minus 2y equals negative 10. Okay, so from here we're going to substitute the y here for negative 1, because we know that y equals negative 1. So negative 6x minus 2 times negative 1 equals negative 10. Negative 2 times negative 1 equals positive 2. Now we're trying to solve for x, so we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. The 2's cancel out, and then negative 6x equals negative 12. Divide by negative 6, and x equals a positive 2. So we have x right here, which equals 2, and then y up here, which equals negative 1. So our answer is going to be the ordered pair, the point 2, negative 1.